Morning guys, David Wright here. Today I'm going to be talking about finding work in Spain. So many people ask me about finding work in Spain, and a lot of the members in the group are going to be moving to Spain shortly, and some of them are going to be needing to find work here in Spain once they're here, whether it's full-time job or part-time work. So if you listen to me for just a few minutes, I'm going to tell you what it's like straight up from the heart. Okay, so finding work in Spain is not just hard, it's very hard, especially if you don't speak the language, as it would be in any country. This is Spain, it's only a couple of hours from the UK, but if you don't speak Spanish and you're finding work here or you're looking to find work here in Spain, it's going to be very difficult. Okay, yes, there are jobs for working for British people here in different parts of Spain, and you don't need to speak Spanish if you're going to work for these people, but a lot of them are bar work or cleaning jobs. They're low paid, long hours, and a lot of them are illegal jobs, so you take a chance of being deported if you get caught out at these jobs. The other thing is, why would you limit yourself to only working for half the client in this country? If you learn Spanish, you're going to be able to work for Spanish and British people here, and so therefore double your potential of earning capacity. Guys, look, there's many different ways here you can find jobs in Spain, but something I've found out here: go to big areas like Murcia, Malaga, Alicante. Start off there. You've got a lot better chance of finding work with these companies or people in these areas. Yes, there's work for British people in this area. You might not like the area, but if you go to the bigger areas at first, there's going to be British people there that can put you on track to jobs or work, or people that have got work in that area. Even if it's an area you don't really like. Say you're not really interested in going to Malaga, for instance, but this is going to be an area where you're going to have a much better chance of finding work if your Spanish is not very good. You can always move on once you get established, once you get set up, and once you get a better understanding of Spanish. Also, there's loads of free apps on the internet. When I first started out here, I was very lucky. I worked for an English company as a carpenter, and there was a guy there that I worked with that spoke perfect Spanish, so I didn't really need to speak Spanish. But when after a few years, I went self-employed, and it was very, very difficult going out the first week to try and buy materials in a hardware store, things that I needed for my work. My Spanish was very basic, but even that was not good enough to get me what I want, get me understood. And the people didn't really have much time for me because, you know, this stupid foreigner trying to order some hinges and doesn't even know what the word for hinges is. You know, you can understand it. Same would apply if you was in the UK and you didn't speak English and you're trying to get some hinges in a hardware store. It's going to be difficult, it's embarrassing, and time consuming and stress, and it does put you off a lot. So start learning now. Now these apps, there's loads of apps, and when I first came here, one of the guys that I work with said to me, you know, there's these apps that you can download, get free apps off the internet and stuff like that, and I didn't really know what it's all about. Wasn't into it that much then, but now some of these apps are fantastic. They're free. There's loads of them out there. I'm not even going to start to mention them all, but if you just Google or look them up in your area, everybody has slightly different apps, so it's no good me really recommending one to you. But I personally used to go for the kiddies ones. Look for the kiddies ones, the games, the silly ones. They're easy to pick up. You get a good understanding of what they're all about, and you progress from there. Download loads of them, and if the free ones, and then when you don't like them or get bored of them, just delete them and move on to the next one. Some of the more professional ones are good, but they normally encourage you to buy the upgrades. Well, give it a try first, and the upgrades are only a couple of quid, so it's not really a big investment, and there is a lot more to them once you do invest in the upgrades. So the apps are a great way of learning. The other thing is television. Put the television on in Spanish with English subtitles. Watch films, things like that, and start to get to grips with it. Listen to the radio and the news on the television and the radio, or listen to people talking in Spanish on your phone with the earpiece in. You know, it does sink in after a while. So if you're coming to Spain and you're going to be looking for work, as I say, go to the bigger areas to begin with. Don't think you're going to be doing really well here the first few weeks or first few months. Have some money behind you, because the first 6 months is going to be a struggle here. I had a guy the other week, he said to me, Dave, I'm coming out to Spain. I'm going to be looking for a job in a car rental firm. I've been a car rental manager here in Liverpool for 15 years or so. He said, and you know, I know the business inside out, and I'm not going to worry about being a manager there. I'm just going to get any old job that they give me in a car rental. Great idea, I said. How's your Spanish? Oh, I don't speak Spanish yet, but I'll pick it up. Well, that sounds great, but guys, you know, the paperwork's all going to be in Spanish, the phone calls are going to be in Spanish, the insurances and things like that. And what happens when a Spanish client comes in? Is he going to turn them away? Is he just going to work for the British people? Guys, you've got to be a bit more realistic to it, you know. You can get jobs here, as I say, that you don't need to speak Spanish, but it's going to be difficult, and you're going to be competing with all the other English people that don't speak Spanish. So these jobs are low paid, everyone's after them, and it's not really the right way to go. Start learning Spanish even before you come to Spain, and you're going to increase your chances of finding work here tenfold. It's something I didn't really do when I came here, and the first 2 years was a big struggle for me. Luckily I had some money put by, and I had a good job working for an English company, but even after that, when I started to go on my own, it was a big struggle for a couple of years after that, until my Spanish was up to speed, and then it was really quite comfortable for me here after that. Okay guys, there's one other thing as well. I've got a couple of books out, and in my Finding Work in Spain book there's loads of tips and information with links on how and where you can find work here in Spain. There's different references to job sites here what the Spanish use, which the English people don't normally click on, so, and you can change the language and you get a pretty good idea of local areas where the Spanish are looking for work here in Spain, so that could help. Also, I have a password and a free training page on that, in that book, which there is a link to, that shows you how I'm earning a part-time online income here in Spain working from home. Now this is not for everybody, but it might be for people that just want to earn a few extra quid a week and don't want to learn the Spanish. There's a password to the page, and it's completely free training. There's proof of my earnings there. There's screenshots of what I'm earning each month, so you can see it does work. There's different things that I use to generate my online income, so this may be another idea for you. So okay guys, so I hope I haven't put you off your dream of moving to Spain, but you've got to be realistic here. It's a foreign country, they speak a foreign language. When it comes to work, it's a completely different thing than sitting on the beach having a cold beer with your friends. So hope this has helped. Please leave a comment below. Thanks for watching.